Hello everyone, and I'm Slesha, and you are most welcome to my channel. And let's talk about list and tuples, which is a part of the Python tutorial in today's video. What I'll be telling you is first of all an introduction to list, then introduction to tuples, and what is the main difference between them. If we talk about list, first check how can we create a list. So here I have created a variable. It might be confusing. Let's create a variable named fruits. In this, we'll be creating a list using these square brackets, and we'll be writing the names of some fruits. It's pretty simple to create a list. List is a collection of different type of values of any data type. It can be a string, it can be a number, integer, float, anything it can be. So apples, bananas, and for example oranges. And so that's how we create a list. And we have different characters which are separated using a comma. And if we'll now check its type, we'll get to know that it's a list. So here as you can see, it's a list. Now if we talk about tuples, how we create a tuple is, okay, let's create another variable name. And the main difference, one difference is that we use square brackets for creating a list, and we use the normal brackets for creating a tuple. Here we'll write like Mr. Smith, and one more thing we'll write a middle name also over here. Yeah, so Mr. R. Smith. So we have created a tuple. Now here if we'll check its type, we'll get to see that it's a tuple. Now they look almost the same, because in a list also you create a list and you save different forms of characters with different data types, and that's the same with tuples. You select here I have created some notes as well. So here as you can see that strings and lists are both sequences of strings or characters, and lists are a sequence of elements which can store any data type. But the main difference between both of them is that we can modify lists. Like here all the characters which I have written, I can change them, but it's not the same for tuples. You can't change once you have made a tuple. You can't modify it. For example, how can I modify a list? I'm having this list and I want to modify it. So what I'll do, I'll write here fruits, and using indexing I'll write the index which I want to change. In place of orange I'll be writing strawberry, and then when I'll print it, instead of oranges I'll get to see strawberry over here. Now the spelling is wrong but of strawberry, but just leave it, don't mind it. So that's the main difference between a string and between a list and a tuple, that you can modify a list but you can't modify a tuple. Now you will ask that why can't then what's the use of a tuple if we can't modify it? Why can't we use strings only? So tuples are useful when you want that the sequence of the data stored inside it need not be changed. Like here for example I have taken a name of a person. So here instead of Mr. we can't write Smith, or instead of Smith we can't write R. We need a sequence. We create a tuple so that our data is stored in a sequence and the sequence doesn't change in future. Like for example, in a function also, when we return a value, it is stored in the form of a tuple. For example, if I have created a function and I have given a parameter, I have given two parameters, num1 and number 2, and now I write over here a return statement which returns num1 and num2. So this return statement is a tuple itself. We can check result equals. So now over here, if we print the type of this result variable, we'll get to see that it's a tuple again. So even the return statements in a function are stayed in a form of a tuple so that the sequence of them doesn't get changed in the future. Okay, so we have written the wrong name of the function, so we have got an error. Let's save it. Let's run it again. Yeah, so over here you can get to see that the class is a tuple, that the return statement of function is also a tuple. So I hope that in this video you might have been clear about list and tuples. List stores a sequence of characters of any data type, which can be a string or a sequence of characters which can be of any data type, a string, a number, integer, float, maybe a variable, anything. And that's the same for tuples, but the main difference is that that list is mutable, that is it can be changed, but a tuple is immutable, that means it cannot be changed. That's the main difference between both of them. And otherwise everything goes on same for strings. I'm sorry, not strings. Everything goes on same for lists and tuples. So I hope that this video was helpful to understand the concept of both lists and tuples. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section below. And thanks a lot for watching till the end.